We will be tackling the different types of shoulder rests, pros and cons, and kailangan ko ba talagang magka-shoulder rests? And a big one-day sale announcement for every single violin here at Violin Village. Hey guys, Nimrod Villamarzo dito, and I am so sorry na medyo na-delay tayo. Last week, we had like a couple of appointments and events and some engagements na nagkasunod-sunod talaga. But now, at least we're here and we have a new violin to try out, and it's something na hindi pa natin na-check before. This is the Concerto S violin with customized fittings. As you can see, may mga carvings sa chin rest at saka sa tailpiece as well. And yung tailpiece niya ay harp style. Let's try this baby out. As you can see during the sound sample, I wasn't using a shoulder rest kasi wala lang, trip ko lang. During the Baroque period, there wasn't a standardized form when holding the violin. But nung medyo naging popular na ang violin at medyo humihirap na yung mga pieces, people started putting stuff under their violins like a rolled cloth or a cushion. There were issued patents to G. Becker in 1909, Culbertson in 1930, meron ding listing by Guyon Locke in 1876. But one of the very first suggestions na maglagay something under the violin ay nung 1835 sa L'Art du Violon by Pierre Baillot. So basically, may mga suggestions lang before but walang standardization talaga. So in a way, yung modern form ng shoulder rests natin, it just kind of was born because of the demand. The invention of the shoulder rests helped people, especially those who have long necks, because people with long necks would sometimes raise their left shoulder and sometimes it brings tension on the shoulder and the neck as well. But if you want to try this out, you may need to compensate on how you hold your violin and probably compensate with the placement of your chin rest as well. If beginners, usually, iniipit lang nila ang violin dun sa may chin rest na part. What happens is parang malalaglag ang violin and yung nag-hold lang talaga sa kanya is ang force ng neck mo. In the long run, masistrain talaga yan. One thing you can do is to move the violin a little higher such that na ang center line ng violin is a little bit towards the shoulder. That means when you put your chin down na, your chin is almost on the tailpiece na din. Manonotice mo especially sa back shots of players who don't use the shoulder rests, yung violin nila are almost protruding na sa back ng shoulders nila, like this photo from Anne-Sophie Mutter. This tells me na her chin is almost at the center of the tailpiece. And check this out. Anne-Sophie Mutter does have a center-mounted chin rest. Bottom line is, it does help if you grip the violin somewhere near its center rather than sa sides. But guys, this is just my observation ha. I'm not saying that this is the only correct way. I'm only saying that this is something that I've observed, something that I've tried, and it seems to help. So bahala na kayo dyan if malaglag yung violin nyo ha. Don't blame me. Pero just be careful lang. Sidetrack ko lang guys, if you want to learn more about this, you can look up Alexander technique, as this focuses more on posture, releasing tension throughout the body in order for you to produce a better, well-rounded, and more resonant na sound. Some of the most famous violinists who doesn't use a shoulder rest are Jascha Heifetz, Itzhak Perlman, Milstein, etc. Now, sa mga people naman tayo na gumagamit talaga ng shoulder rest, the basic function of that is to help you grip your violin to provide stability and comfort. There are different types of shoulder rests. You have yung mga foam pads, you have the clip-on type, and yung mga not too mainstream na mga shoulder rests. The foam pads, you can get a foam, a sponge, or something like that and attach it to the bottom of a violin with a rubber band. There are also pre-made cushion shoulder rests that shape to the shoulder talaga. And meron din mga small round pads or small round sponges na dumidikit lang sa back ng violin, though personally medyo natatakot ako dito kasi baka matuklap din yung varnish ko. Now, sa mga clip-on type na mga shoulder rests naman tayo, yung mga pinakasikat na brands ito are Kuhn, Mach, Korfker Rest, and Bon Musica. I personally have the clip-on type na shoulder rest. This is one of my oldest. Ginamit ko ito ever since nung nagsisimula pa lang ako. This is from Sandner. This is made in Germany. As you can see, medyo matagal-tagal na rin siya. Naging shoulder rest ko to for siguro mga 12 years. But recently, I'm trying out this shoulder rest. This is like a Chinese shoulder rest na inspired by Bon Musica. Wala lang, trinay ko lang siya. And I've had this for siguro mga 3 months pa lang. One thing that you have to be very, very careful about this though is meron silang parang ganitong parts na it may scratch your violin if you're not too careful or if hindi siya na-adjust sa proper height yung mga legs niya. That's why I'm very, very impressed with this other shoulder rest from Violin Village mismo. Tchanan! This shoulder rest is actually made of hard wood. And look at this guys, oh. Manipis talaga siya. Compare ko with the thickness of my other shoulder rests. Diba? Tapos medyo may etched na name ng Violin Village there. Tapos yung legs niya, made of rubber. Tapos sa gitna is my hard plastic. So at least confident ka talaga na nag-grip siya to the sides of the violin itself. Tapos this one, you can also adjust the height by just rotating this or twisting this para maging higher siya or lower. At saka, meron din siyang parang adjustment dito, like the holes. So if medyo maliit yung violin mo, say 3/4 yung violin mo, you can adjust this a little bit closer para mas maliit yung gap. This also has this curvature right here na nag-grip talaga on your shoulder right here. So medyo hindi ka matatakot na malalaglag yung violin mo. Promise. One thing I really like about this is so light. Yung mga shoulder rests ko usually mga mabibigat. Now the original price of this shoulder rest is 1,200 pesos. But if you're going to purchase a violin in Violin Village, you will have a discount of 300 pesos. So this is just 900 pesos na lang plus free shipping together with a violin. Meron din mga not too common na shoulder rests such as the mga inflatable cushion and that one straps to the back of the violin and they're usually made by the company Play on Air. Meron din akong nakitang shoulder rest na feature ni Nicola Benedetti in one of her videos and it was the Libero shoulder rest. Now this type of shoulder rest does not clip on the side of the violin but rather parang nag-a-attach lang siya sa somewhere on the bottom of the violin. It's easier for an absolute beginner to start playing the violin with a shoulder rest. However, you'll realize eventually that shoulder rests sometimes lock you in place, na parang walang movement yung violin itself. If it's something that works out, then good for you. If not, then experiment lang. For a beginner, it's faster for them to play comfortably, but for an advanced player, they might find this too restricting. Some say that shoulder rests improve the sound because it allows the back plate of the violin to vibrate more, while others say that it restricts the sound because of those clamps sa side ng violin. Some violinists who use as a shoulder rest are usually of the younger generation. So you have Leonidas Kavakosh, Maxim Vengerov, Janine Jansen, and my personal favorite, Hilary Han. In conclusion, shoulder rests offer some comfort, especially to those who have longer necks. It doesn't mean na better yung person na hindi gumagamit ng shoulder rest kesa sa gumagamit ng shoulder rest or vice versa. Iba-iba yung katawan natin, iba-iba yung anatomical structure natin, magkaiba yung tolerance natin sa tension, and these devices are here to help us focus more on producing good music. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. And great news guys, we have a big one-day sale on August 30 on National Heroes Day. Ang laki ng bagsak ng mga presyo ng mga violins dito and hindi lang to yung featured violins namin. But this applies to every violin here on Violin Village. So check out the new pricing of these violins right now. Don't forget that all of the transactions here we accept BDO, credit card, PayPal, GCash, any remittance center, as well as cash on delivery. Now, a little bit of a shout out tayo to Sheila Castañeda, Rodel Magbusan, Kent Basco, Anthony Buenavista, Kipling Bravo, who is also a top fan. He said, gosh, yes. Violin strings terrify me. Get so paranoid about them snapping each time I turn a peg. I do hope that yung previous video namin, it helped you out. And guys, this is it for me. If you wish to follow me in my socials, you can see that one here. And I will see you on our next video. I hope very, very soon. Keep safe and you guys take care. Bye.